Blast off and the clock has started.
Penis!
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Welcome to the 9th episode of Art and Art Season 2. I got my friend here, Beep Bloop Bloop. That's going to be with us. Say hi, Beep Bloop Bloop.
Hi.
So we're not going to say names to this one, and I'll be Gondulon
They know who you are.
from the Xandor planet.
They know who you are, though.
Drats. You're right.
That's okay.
But anyway, so my friend here, Beep Bloop Bloop, and I, we have been going through a little bit of a transition for our lives in 2022. And we wanted to talk today about, honestly, the art of friendships.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not that hard of a situation to do, but it seems like everyone and their mom sucks at it nowadays.
Yeah. People do suck at it. But it's understandably on why. It's understandable so.
I mean, I don't get it. I thought, like, as future was going forward, we were supposed to get kinder to each other.
Yeah, but now everything is so self-centric, like working from home environment and having to isolate and quarantine 2 years ago and just that trajectory, it's ultimately accelerated this sense of self. And being with yourself and by yourself does make it harder to see from an outside world. Do I think that what's going on is like cool? No. Do I understand it? Yes. But yeah, like people just need to learn how to be there for other people. And I just think now it's like we're all so overwhelmed and so overconsumed with our lives. It's hard to make sense of that. But there's just like times where you need to just like take a breather, step back, remind yourself that like there's more than just you in this world, even though it's really lonely and dark.
Well, I also, here's another thing that keeps me humble and keeps me. I try to keep myself grounded with this. No matter what you're going through, no matter how dark your day is, there is someone else on this planet that's going through something worse. 100% of the time.
Yeah, but I don't think that's necessarily a healthy construct on it, because then you try to almost not acknowledge. It's a way to deflect an acknowledgement that you're going through a hard time. And I think the only way to progress forward is by acknowledging the fact that, hey, I understand that somebody else has it harder than me, but that also doesn't diminish the fact that I am going through a process right now and I need to step back and I need to take care of myself. And I think so many times the reason why like the way we are now is so self-centric is because we're able to take care of ourselves, but then you're able to easily get addicted to being with yourself.
That's true.
And, I don't think it's ever an ill intention. I just think that's just like a lack of realization.
Well, I do agree with everything you're saying. 100%. The only reason I think that we should kind of think like that, like, hey, someone's got it worse, is because it's the first step you can take to doing that. Understanding, hey, I got to better myself. I know someone's having it worse, but I can get through this.
Yeah.
It's time for me to take that step and work on myself.
Yeah.
For me, it's not necessarily like when I say that, it's just, to move on with your life. Mm-hmm. It's a tool to ground yourself and then start to take that first step. Mm-hmm. Because we have to be grounded to have perspective, and to understand other people's lives, we have to have perspective. You know what I mean? So it's like a step.
Not only do we have to have perspective, but it's like we are such to one another as people. We are such prey bait that a lot of it is just stemming from protection.
Right.
And I'm not saying that what's going on right now with like people not being able to be supportive and communicative and building a community, it sucks, but it's nothing that you can't have like a basic understanding on either on why.
Well, here's a question I'll ask you. Mm-hmm. So we teach, I'm talking about high school right now.
Yeah. We
teach mathematics and science and all this stuff. Why aren't we teaching ethics?
I got morality classes in my high school.
What does that say about me?
I went to an all-girls Catholic school. It was probably one of my greatest classes was morality. And it was just teaching about do I believe in a lot of the things that Catholicism says? No. But also that's a class I was really grateful for because we were taught just like how to conduct quote unquote good. Of course it's skewed from like a Catholic perspective. But I mean, if you look at it, it's like you don't have to agree with everything, but like some of the fundamentals are there. Like
Well, no, I agree, and I went to non-denominational school for a while, and I didn't believe that Jonah got eaten by a whale, but I want to take the value from the story that they told and try to apply it to my life. Like it's not like I don't believe all that horse shit. You know, like even the Bible itself, like the New Testament, no one even knows the authors. This is according to Matthew, and the last ones we found were in Greece. And the direct translation from that from Aramaic is going to be different. You're going to have translation issues. So I've never ever believed the actual story of it, but I believe the virtue or the virtue of the story.
Yeah.
And try to apply that, you know? And I think if everyone looked at it maybe like that and you try to learn lessons from it instead of just taking the story for what it is, we might go farther ethically. And I do think that the community aspect of religion is good. You know, like you learn right from wrong, you get to interact with other families. The community aspect is great, but when it comes to practicing in the religion aspect, it skews.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I'm in agreement on that. I just like for you to not learn ethics classes, it just depends on the structure of your education. But ultimately,
right.
like now ethics is so skewed because so many people think so differently. And I think that's just been highlighted in the last year. It's like, I don't know, for me personally, I try to avoid politics like the bubonic plague. And
I hate politics.
Yeah, like fuck it. I think everybody's like that, but it unfortunately,
especially our generation, we're like, you guys both suck.
But there's more than just the two, and like nobody's fully in the right, nobody's fully in the wrong, and it's just like, I don't know. I think that shows that it's like a lot of people will think that one thing is good, and a lot of people will think one thing's bad. So even having morality and ethics classes, the ethics are all still subjective. So it's like it's hard to teach a subjective course.
I can see where you're coming from.
From like until you're in like a higher academia, like college. But like high schools should teach finance.
They should teach just basics on how to live, like because a lot of people don't go to college after that. They need to learn how to live. You know, a lot of parents they don't even know they don't even get it.
I just want to live.
Oh, is that a Good Charlotte?
Yeah.
I smelt your stepping in.
Picking up what I'm putting down over here. Picking up what I'm putting down.
So we're going to interview Layla real quick. What do you think about everything that's going on in the world? Very valid point.
Indifferent.
So we got 2 dogs laying on us right now. So yeah, we have a little bit of a live audience with the 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Just a tad bit. They're both passed out right now. They've had a long day of playtime and cuddles.
Lots of cuddles.
Lots of cuddles. So for everyone that doesn't know, this just listening for the first time, we're in Denver, and it's 50 degrees, which is a scorcher for us the past few weeks. It's been like -4 degrees in the morning when I take the dogs out. It's not very conducive to making friends.
My dude, wow, we're just getting stagnant conversation. How about that airplane food? Seriously, that was like such a lull, and then go weather.
Those peanuts suck.
Those peanuts suck, bro.
You know, I have been watching a lot of so my favorite like shit material in the morning, like when I'm doing my thing, is I look at Reddit's public freakouts.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of that like all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I just love watching that shit.
Do you know what I'm into lately?
What?
Korean dating shows.
Korean dating shows?
Have I ever told you about these?
Oh
The
my
Singles
god!
Inferno?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Like, it's really cool. So it's a group of 9 Koreans, 5 boys, 4 girls. And they all are so chic. They do fitness on the beach, but they're on a stranded island called the Inferno. And they have to
hot.
And they have to match with each other to go to Paradise, which is a 5-star hotel. So they end up fucking like, dude, this shit's wild. So they have these boxes and they put the matching names in the boxes and they're like, they should match. But then there's another, like, they always do like survivor challenges, but they're mostly like beat each other to a flag and pull the flag out of the sand. And they have to like get the water from like down the island, but it's all a set. So it's like, why can't you just bring these people water, but you can bring shelter? Anyways, Koreans are so conservative on that show. And it's really cute because it's like they're like like they giggle and like they're like, I like them, I don't know, but then they pick which ones they leave to go to Paradise to at the end of the show.
What happened to dating? Like, so I was telling beep bloop bloop about a lot of you guys don't know this, but I was on a quarantine dating show 2 years ago. and hopefully I can hang out with this one friend tonight that I met from there. But the dating nowadays is taking a turn not for the best. Like honestly, even for guys, like, what's the point of getting married? Like when usually like most of the problems land on them. Divorce is at over 50%. There's not a lot of incentive.
There is, though. There is. I love the idea of showing that even through all of the hardships in this world right now and all of the obscure obstacles we're facing as Chip said it, the guinea pigs of the internet generation.
It's true.
I think it's cool to show solidarity with one person and show that you're a support and you're a unit and you can use each other's strengths to evolve and be better together. Then you could offset one another's deficits. And I think that that's a really cool concept still. I don't think it necessarily needs to be looked at so negatively. And do I think we need to be monogamous? No, but we're serially monogamous in my opinion. And we enjoy those long distance. And even from a divorce, it's you still learn from it and you grow.
So I should have prefaced what I was saying, that I still want to get married.
Oh.
I still want to get married. I'm coming from a different perspective on the dating side for guys nowadays. You know what I mean? I still want to get married, and I still want that because my parents have an amazing relationship that I literally want what they have.
Yeah.
100%. I'm just saying, coming from the standpoint, it's perspective's different nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, and especially with being able to swipe so many times with so many different people and whatnot. I mean, it's hard to find that.
And then swiping's weird because it's you guys don't even have, a lot of the times when you match, it's there's not even enough of a common ground other than a physical thing that you wouldn't have met anywhere in person.
Yeah, but speaking of that, and again, I'm not trying to step on toes, but isn't that what we base normal dating off anyways? I find that person attractive, I'm going to talk to him.
No, that is, but now since we have a sea of it, it's back then at least you would be able to meet at a common place you would like to go to or a common area. So there's a similar understanding from the get-go. And there was that natural opportunity to connect, but I think it's kind of challenging and questioning evolution because it's that you would have never crossed paths with that person anyways. So this tool to allow you to cross paths with them, it makes it overwhelming. It's when you go to a diner and there's 100 things on the menu and you don't know what to get.
Well, I'm going to add on to what you're saying, and I think that when we do that, we get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
With that, and when there's so many options, you don't take time to look at the option wholly. Mm-hmm. You know, I do the same thing when I'm swiping. I don't look at anything but the face, and I don't look at anything more unless I find them attractive.
Oof.
You know, this is not a great way to look at it.
It's okay.
But that's,
I'm a novice to online dating again. I'm trying it. It's weird. It's weird.
It's not.
It's not great.
No. No. Then here the funny part about that is as you're matching, so you match people, you talk, and it goes down the odds of a date are already pretty low, right? You go down to all these little things, and then maybe you go on a date and it sucks. You waste all that time and effort.
It's last chance you.
I love your beep beep bloop bloop. I love your style, kid. Beep bloop bloop. Well, I mean, I think dating and even friendship stuff is kind of similar with that.
Mm-hmm.
You're overwhelmed with how many people you can meet now on social media. I was let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So I only had Instagram as of a year ago, and it's for work.
It's fair enough.
And other than that, I wasn't really connected to the World Wide Web.
www.
And nowadays, I don't even have somebody. I have somebody run my Instagram just so I don't have to look at it. But it becomes such a time suck because it's on my phone.
Do you think social media is good or bad?
Pros and cons. Pro, connection.
Okay.
Con, connection. Seriously, it's good to be connected. I love the fact that my family lives all across the country and I can still see what everybody's up to on a regular basis without having to make phone calls, and we can comment, we can interact that way, and I still get that same level of fulfillment. But I don't need somebody up my ass all day every day, and it becomes unhealthy more so in personal insecurities. And the whole like bullshit of like social media versus real life. Like people try to like present themselves as bigger than what they are for like the reaction. So I think ultimately it's a deficit, but like it's been such an asset for like work and being connected to like people to help one another generate money and so it's a double-edged sword. You really can't say it's good or bad.
Yeah, I just over the past few years, like I've just seen what social media does, and like there is some good to it. Don't get me wrong, but it's from my perspective, it's mostly inherently bad.
Yeah.
Because the pressure to post things, the pressure to comment on things, and like if you don't like this one comment or do this, like you're a bad friend. Mm-hmm. Like that pressure for me is negative.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff, And
I mean, for me at least, like every time I take a picture and I like know I have to post on social media, I like cry up a little bit because it makes me feel really insecure. Because I don't feel like I look good in any of it. And so I just kind of like freak out and it's just, and then they have all these apps to like edit you to make you look better, to make you look skinnier, to make you look this. And then like you get inundated with like fitness ads and wellness ads and like how to lose weight ads and bettering yourself ads. And I'm a huge advocate for like investing in your body, but like invest in your body because it's like a point of confidence. Don't do it because you're so insecure about yourself that you need it.
Do it to get healthy.
But it's marketed in both ways.
This is 100%. And most of the health shit is marketed to make you feel guilty.
Yep.
And then it doesn't work out. And we talked about this a little bit before about. So for everyone listening, I'm probably starting a little personal training studio thing with some genetic testing. And what I found out from the genetic testing versus just fad diets is you find out what you actually need to do. And when you go and do fad diets and it doesn't work out for you, you're gonna get
fucked,
sad, depressed, and then you're probably gonna not do it for another 6 months. You know, when you have something like when you have science behind you that's actually backing what you're doing, you're more likely to succeed because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these fad diets and listen to these fad workouts. Like, get information for yourself, get tested for genetically, and figure out what you need to do. Mm-hmm. And don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
Fitness should be fun.
It should be. But is it?
I mean, sex is fun, and that's cardio.
Cardio is fun. Ish. Only sex.
Yeah.
And biking.
Biking, huh? I mean, skiing and snowboarding is fun.
Skiing's fun.
Bomb down the hill at 100 miles an hour.
65. According to my app, guys.
You have an app for it?
I have a tracker app.
You went 65 on skis?
Yeah, my girlfriend was tracking hers, and I was going faster than her, and she was at like 56. So I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to say 65. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, I haul ass. There's a reason why all my toenails are bruised all winter long. Like, seriously.
So what do you think kids want? Power.
Okay.
So we're referencing this show we've been watching called Nathan For You. If you guys have not watched this show, please go into Hulu and watch this show. It's hysterical.
It's my favorite show of all time.
That toy store. What do you think kids must want? Power. What?
It's really good. So yeah, we're just kind of babbling today. Art Mart.
Yeah, I think since, all of you guys are listening to this right now, you guys got to go out, message Mark, Nathan, Nathaniel, and tell them to get their butts on the show more. They never show up to the actual Art Mart episodes anymore.
It's okay.
It's okay. They're not going to listen to this either, so I'm going to call them fuck faces.
Yeah. Well,
they'll
don't
never
do that.
know.
That's the art of friendship. That's not a good friend. Don't be vengeful just because they're living their lives.
All right, so I'll rewind. I love you guys.
But seriously, be better friends. Because now I'm filling time on a podcast.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening to us babble. Make sure you guys follow us on Patreon. Follow us on social media, Instagram. We have a Facebook page to follow. We're even on LinkedIn. If you guys are interested in starting your own podcast, message us on Trips, www.trips2cents.com/connect.
Trip the podcast guy on Instagram.
The podcast guy. Yeah, that's me, I guess. Anyway, thank you, the Belgian viewers in Brussels. I love you so much. One day we'll fly you out here or something like that when I'm rich, and we can do Denver things. And
cool.
The person in Ireland, I think I'm Irish, so we should get a drink.
Cool.
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 And that's our episode. Peace.